There we go. This one as well, you will be able to see the comments.
If anybody chooses.
I think this would actually be easier for people to watch. I think there was better. Only when you watch it on the if you watch it on the it's something on there that's Hello and welcome to another episode of Red vs Blue Soccer 360. I'm Paul, the United fan.
I'm Michael, obviously now a Chelsea fan. Thank you, Paul.
Not a problem.
Paul and Susan were kind enough to buy me a Chelsea shirt for my birthday.
It was the most painful thing I ever purchased, I'll be honest.
Well, it's appreciated. And I called him names and we shook hands like that. There you go.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Well, yeah, what else were you going to do? Hug him.
Well, you Americans do like to hug.
Well, I'm not going to hug you, Paul.
That's relief. So jumping straight into what I think was a disastrous football weekend. But we'll get to that score in a few games' time. We'll start off with West Ham and Brighton, which was a surprise for a lot of people.
Especially, well, I mean, I guess West Ham at home no longer means anything, so I won't even go into that one. But yeah, Brighton, the new boys coming in, scoring 3. West Ham at home, 0.
Not even getting 1.
No, and Slaven Bilic's head is on the chopping block.
Yeah, I think next week he'll be having dinner with Ronald Koeman. I don't think it's
reminiscing how it once was fun to manage in the Premier League. Yes.
I was a manager, but yeah, I think Bilic, if he loses this weekend, I think he's gone. If he's not gone this weekend, he will be gone the weekend.
I don't even know if a draw will get him through.
No.
Let me see.
They're not doing great in points.
Who do they play?
We're organised, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
For some reason, we do not have the West Ham game on.
Oh. Well done, me. We'll get there.
Bilic might be surviving one more week after all. Especially according to ours. Oh, they got Palace. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. So they have to win.
Yeah. If he loses that one.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, goodness. But yeah, anyway, it was terrible for West Ham. Great win for Brighton.
Yeah.
All the new boys this year are playing pretty well. Yeah. They had a good weekend.
Yeah, well-deserved win. They played West Ham. I think they wanted it more in the showdown. Chelsea-Watford.
I didn't watch 99% of it. I was on vacation in Naples, so you let me know that Chelsea played horrible and somehow won 4-2.
I think, to be honest, I think you deserved. I'm going to say I think Watford deserved to win. That might be slightly biased, but they definitely deserved the tie. What they did not deserve was to come away with that 4-2 losers. Chelsea for 72 minutes were absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Now, you can turn around and say the substitutions he made changed the game, and they definitely did. But at the same time, even with those changes, I didn't feel that your performance warranted. I thought you were awful for 70 minutes. It was that bad. Now, yeah, when the changes were made, you massively improved. But I think if a team's that bad for 70 minutes, you kind of deserve what we got in the next game. But that's the difference. You were great for 20.
Well, and I can't remember the guy's name. The left midfielder for Watford missed like 3 sitters.
Oh, that was painful.
Well,
yeah, I can't remember his name, but
I saw the highlights, and every time I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is how it ended up 4-2. Well, we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah. As I say, you played great for the last 20 minutes. We never improved the entire game.
Yeah. You talked about all effort or lack thereof.
Yeah. It's like we were saying the other week. Obviously, we didn't do the podcast last week, but we were speaking about it.
Yeah.
And I said to you, if you tell your players to go out against Liverpool and just say, right, you're not good enough to win, so just go out and try and hold them off. That's got to dent the confidence and the passion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you saw the results of that against Huddersfield. I think because he turned around to his team against Liverpool and just said, you're not good enough, you're not going to win, so just defend. Then the following week, I think the players were just like, well, I'm not really bothered if my manager's not.
Yeah, and I don't know what to say, man. That's a tough loss against the squad. Obviously, you should be getting.
There were no commitment. There were no passion. There were no dedication.
That's what you brought up, and then I saw Mourinho's comments because I guess Andrew Herrera said something about that, about the lack of effort that he saw, and Mourinho was doing what he does the best when they lose, when any of his teams lose. He threw his players under the bus.
Yeah, and it's just like that passion filters down from the manager. If that manager's not got it, why is the player going to have it?
Yeah. You wanted to play that defensive BS against Liverpool.
I think that led to this result.
Yeah, I would agree wholeheartedly because you guys were, besides Stoke match, like dominating almost every single match. Yeah. And you dominated most of the Stoke match. Stoke just had about 20 or 30 minutes of really good play. I think
that was just unfortunate again. Not unfortunate, Stoke played well.
Yeah.
I think we could have held out there.
Yeah, you should have. Well, I remember watching it with you. We were texting back and forth, and you felt like they were going to score and United were going to win that match. But this one, obviously, didn't have that feeling.
City and Burnley. I think you've got to say well done, Burnley.
Yeah, really. Holding them under 6.
Just holding them to 3. And that was no way a penalty, I don't think.
Holding them under 6. That's a win for anybody. Like, honestly, Chelsea lost 1-0 to them. I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Considering they just destroy everyone else. Yeah, they're going to win the title.
Yeah.
They're pretty much running away with it at this point.
I think at the minute, barring some catastrophic fluke, I just don't think anybody's going to catch them.
No.
Newcastle Palace. Not much you can say except for the fact that Palace have just come back to not scoring.
Yeah. Same old.
Yeah, like you just informed me. They got spanked.
Bristol City 4-1 in the Carabao Cup is what it is now called. It's really the EFL Cup.
That cup's got more fucking names in it.
It used to be the Carling Cup. What else was it?
See, I like the Carling Cup.
Yeah, well, it was the Carling Cup for a long time. Like when I first started following English football, that's all I knew it as. And I wasn't aware that it was the EFL Cup.
I think Carling was originally the Premier League sponsor, and then it went to Barclays. And I was a bit disappointed when it went to Barclays because a bank doesn't really.
But a beer.
Exactly.
Yeah. But Newcastle got the 3 points that I think they should have got. I mean, I feel like they've proven themselves to be a better squad so far this year. They had hiccups early in the year, and they've won 5 of their last 8 matches.
Stoke and Bournemouth.
When I finally stopped doing Bournemouth 2-1, they win 2-1. How appropriate is that? God, I should have just stuck with it and got it 3 times in the year and just be like, I don't even care. Don't even care.
I don't know. I don't think this is a turning point.
No.
I think they're still struggling.
Yeah. I will say, playing at Stoke, never easy. United found that out. Every time I feel like Chelsea goes to Stoke, Stoke somehow makes it either incredibly difficult or gets a draw, or they make it tough on you when you play there. So that's a good win for Bournemouth. But no, I agree with you. Not a turning point. And I got the score wrong on that one. Whoopsie. The next one. Because it was Leicester.
Yeah.
2-1. I think I have dyslexia.
So, Swansea, Leicester.
The only one I got right from last week. I remember that. The only one I got right.
Swansea, Leicester was 2-1, Leicester.
I don't know what to say about it.
Similar. Not much to say about that. Again, they won 2-1, but I do not see it as a turning point. There's quite a few teams I think are struggling this year. West Ham, Palace, obviously. Leicester and Bournemouth, I think, are two that are quite surprising with how much they are struggling.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the next match, even though Southampton, again, we're talking about 3 in a row, I think that I've been struggling and got wins this weekend, but I don't see anything changing. Southampton has been struggling all year scoring goals.
Yeah.
And they got the 1-0, but, it's against West Brom. Is it really surprising West Brom didn't score? No, never. It's never surprising when they don't score.
And then moving on to Sunday, because that was
goal fest.
Yeah.
2 matches here.
2 great matches as well. They were both fantastic to watch. Arsenal beating Everton 5-2.
And that resulting in Ronald Koeman's departure.
Yep. Off you go. There was no way he could have stayed, I don't think. You've got the pressure on the guy. He spent 140 million.
Yeah.
And
it's still really early in the season.
It is, but if you've spent that much money and you've not put in one solid performance.
Yeah, I would say that's true. Even the couple of wins they've had.
Yeah.
Like the first weekend was not. It was always never disjointed.
Yeah. They've never shone out as like, wow, that was a good performance. Yeah. And I think that is what's cost him his job.
They have zero cohesiveness, and that has to come down to the manager, especially 9 matches in this season at this point. And then Spurs,
Liverpool.
Spurs are on a roll. If City can slip up a couple times, I think Spurs might be the team that catches them. But they've done that the last 2 seasons, and they've not been able to catch somebody, so maybe we're wrong on that. But Harry Kane, regardless, is out of this world good.
Yeah, but you've also got to look at Liverpool, I think. And I think Klopp did. Taking a defender off for an attacker in the 25th minute because he's made 2 calamitous mistakes.
Yeah. And then putting Amir Can at the right or left back, I forget, one of the fullback positions.
Yeah, it was.
Who's a defensive midfielder, is actually pretty good at it, and they put him in a position that he's terrible at, just to get a guy off who's that much worse.
Oh, it was awful.
Oh, lovely.
Absolutely awful.
What happened to that guy? I guess it makes sense. He only had 1 really good season at Southampton, and then all of a sudden,
everybody thinks he's great.
Yeah, we want him.
Yeah, no,
you picked the wrong one, Liverpool. You should have got Van Dijk then instead of screwing it up over this summer. Just throwing that out there.
Oh.
Well,
yeah,
just saying.
It's a valid point.
And Spurs do what they've been doing.
They deserved it. Liverpool shot themselves in the foot, but if you've not got the defence, you've not got the defence.
No. And when Spurs are playing like the way they were, it's hard to beat them, period.
Yeah. And for Spurs, well done on finally a good Wembley performance.
Mm-hmm. Well, they did beat Dortmund there, 3-1. That was pretty good.
Yeah. All right, then. Finally a good Premier League Wembley performance.
All right, so that's covering last weekend. Do you want to jump into maybe a little bit?
A quick look at the Champions League. The fact
Champions League, okay.
I think all the English clubs are at the top of the division.
They are all at the top of their table. United on 9 points, won all 3. Big win at Benfica. I know it was only 1-0, but at Benfica, it's not a fun place to play. And Benfica somehow 0 points. The team I thought was going to be second in this group, and it looks like it's going to be Ball. So close. I got rid of that S. PSG on top of their group and utterly dominating. 12 goals for, 0 against.
Yeah, it was always going to be a tough ask for Celtic, I think, to survive that group.
Well, no, there's no way. But they just beat the shit out of Bayern. So that was a surprising one. Then Chelsea, unfortunate draw last week against Roma at home. We're up 2-0, went down 3-2, and then Hazard saved the point. Still top of the group with 7, Roma at 5, and the big surprise, Atletico drawing with Karabag.
Yep.
In Kazakhstan.
That pretty much knocks them out, I think. Obviously, there's still quite a bit to play, but I think they've given themselves a mountain to climb with that result.
Yeah.
That was always a tough group.
Yeah, Chelsea still has to play against Karabag, which is most likely going to be a win.
Yeah.
And then they only need a draw after that, and they're through. And Roma, I mean, yeah.
You know, if you take all the points available from Karabag and somebody else has dropped 2,
it's over. Oh yeah. Atletico has to win out.
Yeah,
they have to get 11 points to even have a chance.
So yeah,
and I don't see that happening. I just don't. But Barcelona, they've gotten all 9. Juventus is in second. No surprise there. Liverpool,
they're tied at first. Obviously, they're on the goal difference after the big 7-0.
Yeah, they scored 3 goals in the other 3 matches. It's 7-1. That's kind of what Liverpool does.
Yeah,
we put up 1-7, 1-5, and no Sadio Mane. And what happened last year when they had no Sadio Mane? They were awful, and that's exactly what's going on. Man City, dominating group. I think they should very well dominate.
If they were struggling in that group, then I'd worry about City. But
yeah, the only surprising part to me is Napoli, because they're currently undefeated in the Italian league, and going up to the match with City, they scored only 2 less goals than City so far this season. And
that didn't work out last week.
No, I mean, still only beat them, what was it, 3-2? I mean, it ended up being a good match.
Yeah, I was just following the BBC running commentary, and it sounded like a great game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, City went up early, I think 2-0. And Napoli came back 2-1, then 3-1, 3-2. It made it interesting. I still think they're going to figure out a way in the next couple.
Yeah.
In the next 3 to get it second. I think they're good. No offense to Shakhtar, but you know. Next group, and you were so correct about how Monaco is not going to get through this group. No. Sitting at the bottom at one point, Besiktas, I think, is the surprise at how well they're playing.
Yeah, I was quite confident Monaco wouldn't do anything this year. As I say, with the look of the group, I think Porto might do a little better, but I didn't expect anything from Besiktas, especially not 3 wins.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at their roster. They actually have a lot of pretty good players. They're all older guys.
Right.
Yeah, they're all like 30 plus. All they're like named, like Quaresma, Pepe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't give him enough credit.
Yeah, apparently I didn't either. And then we'll go to the next group where you did not pick Tottenham to get through, and they're going to get through.
Yeah. I don't think there's any 2 ways about it.
Yeah, Borussia Dortmund's at 1 point through the first 3.
Yep.
Yeah, with a draw against Apo.
I think Spurs getting the 1-0 with Real Madrid is a huge confidence booster for Spurs.
Yeah.
It's like you're going up against what is classed as one of the top 2 teams in the world, and you hold them to a 1-0 draw, and you play well.
At the Bernabeu.
Yeah,
and Harry Kane had a shot on goal that Harry Kane makes like 90% of the time to win the match in like the 89th minute or something. I can't believe he missed that. So, when I saw the replay, I was like, wow, Harry Kane. Because he makes some really nice, difficult goals. I wouldn't say that one was easy, but when it comes to Harry Kane, that's a 9 out of 10er. He's probably was up late that night thinking about that one. But to go over, like all the Premier League squads, top of the group, would love to see all 5 go through. I know Paul would only like to see 4 go through, but it'd be fun. It'd be fun if all 5 go.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Liverpool getting through as long as they get knocked out in the next round.
They will. They will. Don't worry. That is the nice feeling though for you. Like whoever they get in the knockout stage, they're done.
Yeah,
they're done.
A couple more quick talking points. Bruce Arena, the guy that thinks European hotshot teams wouldn't survive the CONCACAF group, didn't survive October. He got fired. Well done, Bruce. Goodbye. You're a dick.
And the United States are not in the World Cup. We didn't get to talk about that one yet.
That's a bit of a shocker. And I'm assuming more upsetting for you, but I do find it quite annoying because I know for a fact now the World Cup next year over here is just going to be totally dead.
Yeah.
But for you personally, I think that's slightly worse because your team's not going.
It's been a bad year. Let's put it that way. And that was just a cherry on top.
I'll ask you, it might be an unfair question. Deserved?
No, I think it's deserved that they didn't make it. It's too much hubris.
I agree with that.
It's too much of the U.S. feeling like, well, we're supposed to be one of the top 2, squads in this region. We're going to get through. We're going to make it. Yeah, I think that's what it was from the manager down. hated Bruce Arena, hated the appointment, hated the way he managed. You can't start the same 11 for an entire year. How are you going to expect to qualify?
Yep. No response. I totally agree with
No,
that.
I think that was it. And England, once again, easily qualified. What a surprise. And then we got the playoffs coming up in 2 weeks. Or is that?
Yeah.
No, the first one's
next one's early November.
next week.
Yeah,
End of next week. I think it's like the 5th and then the 16th. So there will be players from big squads around the world missing matches.
And that's when United play Chelsea, but I don't think.
Oh, no. We remember there is an international break in there. We didn't realize it. There's an international break coming up. Because that's when, U.S. plays Portugal.
So it's not the 5th then, because the 5th is when we play you.
It must have been, maybe it's the 6th or 8th or whatever. It's that next week, and that is the next international break. But I think the second match, the follow-up leg, is where they could be missing Premier League time or Bundesliga or La Liga or whatever.
Yeah, so I think we're probably looking around the 11th, just after a quick look.
Yeah.
All right, jumping on to next week.
We're just going to skip right through this one.
I really don't know why I've said 2-1 to United, but as a United fan, I can't bet against them.
As a non-United fan and the way Spurs are currently playing, I said 3-1 Spurs. But then again, I kind of regret that because it's
it is at
Old Trafford.
I'll give us that one.
I didn't think about that for a second. I may want to switch that to 2-2.
But I still think we're going to be very lucky to get it 3 points.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it just because we're vastly different. It could be interesting. I expect a good match. If United come out and play like they had for the first until last week, basically, against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Before that, then all bets are off because United were playing really well. But I really feel like they're missing Paul Pogba more and more week in, week out. Especially the way he was playing because he was an extra attacker and he was playing really well. Next one, I think that's an easy guess.
Swansea.
Yeah. I went 3-1.
I went 3-0. I think Arsenal steamroller that one.
Yep.
Liverpool, Huddersfield. You give Huddersfield 2.
Yeah, just because Liverpool's defense is so terrible.
Yeah.
They just scored 2 against United. Why can't they score 2 against Liverpool?
That's a valid point.
That was my line of thinking. I know they don't relate. I get that.
That's a valid point.
Because, Crystal Palace beat Chelsea 2-1 and then lost 1-0 to Newcastle and then 4-1 to. Anyway, I know they don't relate, but still.
So, Michael's gone 3-2 Liverpool. I've gone 2-0.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever vote for Liverpool to have a clean sheet.
No. You never know. That'll be a turning point. Watford Stoke. Watford are a surprising team for me this season. I think Watford are currently in a place that I expected Everton to be in. Or Bournemouth. I thought both those two teams would be a lot stronger than they are. As it turns out, I know fuck all about football because Everton and Bournemouth are doing shit and Watford are flying.
Yeah, and that young guy, Doucouré, has been scoring goals left and right, and his goal against Chelsea was nice.
And that's why I'm just bought him with my fancy team.
What was he, like 5.6
points price of like 5.4 million.
Yeah, I agree with you, Watford. I put 2-1, you put 3-1.
Yep. West Brom City, I think it's simply a case of how many do you think they're going to score?
Yeah, we're going with 4.
We both went for 4.
I think because it's at West Brom.
Yeah,
I feel like they can keep them under 6.
I think the way I see this game going is West Brom holding out for as long as possible. I think they'll get to like 35 minutes and then concede 1, get to half time, and then the next 3 are just going to come in over the next 45 minutes.
I figure after about 55, 60 minutes, they're just going to wear them down and get into their rhythm. That's the whole thing with City. If you can disrupt their rhythm, like Chelsea did for the most part of that match. Chelsea couldn't go forward, but they mostly disrupted the rhythm.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to stop City, disrupting rhythm. And West Brom will do it for a while. And then City will destroy them.
Bournemouth Chelsea?
Yeah, I went 3-1.
Yeah, I went 2-0. I think Chelsea have got this one. quite comfortably, I think.
Again, the way Chelsea's defense is playing, I can't give them a clean sheet.
Yeah, but I'm more tempted to give you a clean sheet than bloody Liverpool. And
I know.
Give both teams a clean sheet this week.
I know. Liverpool, no. It's not. Chelsea's defense isn't that bad. But they've been allowing a lot of goals.
Yeah.
2 to Palace, 3 to Roma at home, and then 2 to Watford at home. Like, that's too many. That's way too many.
It is.
Goals. Oh, my God. 7 goals in 3 matches? That's why you only get 4 points out of them. I guess that makes sense.
All right, the new boys, Brighton against Southampton. You've gone 1 apiece. I think Brighton, they're currently on a high. I don't think it's going to last the entire year. But I think they will, the way they're playing it in a minute, I think they will keep themselves up. And I think they'll beat Southampton.
Yeah, I went with a draw just because, I don't know, Southampton doesn't score a lot of goals, and they usually don't allow a lot of goals either. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Leicester and Everton.
We both gave Everton the win.
Yep.
Just because they get a new manager.
As soon as you sack your manager, you get a win.
You get a bump.
Now,
every
obviously,
Crystal Palace did.
Roy Hodgson took a week that he got there.
Yeah.
But Everton, I think they'll win this week.
Even though it's at Leicester.
Yep.
I didn't necessarily equate that into my...
But Leicester haven't been that good this season.
No, they haven't. But yeah, I still think Everton's going to get that new manager bump.
Yep. And the last game, I think, is a Monday kickoff, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Burnley, Newcastle. You've gone 1-1.
Yep.
I've gone 2-1 Burnley. I think Sean Dyche will take that one.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be a defensive struggle because, well, it's Burnley, so there's always a defensive struggle with Burnley. It's at Burnley, but I don't know. I always have a hard time giving Burnley more than 1 goal. But then again, they did beat Chelsea 3-2. God, 2 of Chelsea's losses have been so bad this year. Burnley and Crystal Palace. My God. If we just won those 2, we'd still be in the title race.
Yeah. You can't really call the race over just yet, but the fact that City do not look like
We're
losing,
9 points back.
I think it's basically a race for second at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if we would have won those 2 like we should have, we'd only be 3 points back. And yeah, we still have a shot.
Anybody can say it.
If
we didn't get spanked by Huddersfield, we'd be 2 points off.
I'm well aware, but those are like horrible losses. Those are so bad.
I'll take a Burnley loss. I don't know about a Palace loss.
No,
I'll take a Burnley defeat over a Huddersfield defeat.
That's true, but not at home on the opening day.
Yeah.
That's a whole other, but it's a whole other ball of wax. We won't get into that one.
So yeah, and that's the scores for last week. The predictions for next week. Feel free to join in, send your own. Obviously, we'll be posting those at some point, probably tomorrow. Everybody seems to get theirs in pretty quick. The table's looking quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. And Scott Fritz, start posting on Facebook. Just saying, I've been putting it on there for you. You're a big boy. You can go click, click, click. Simple. Just throw it out there. Good win for your Gooners.
They did win quite well.
Yeah, they do what they seem to normally do. Play terrible for a while, play great for a while, end up in 4th, 5th last year. Whatever.
I don't see them in the top 4 this year.
I think it's going to be really tough. If they're going to beat somebody in the top 4, it's going to be Chelsea. That would be about it.
Yeah, I think my guess at the minute, the way the table's looking, would be City, Spurs, United, and then 4th.
Chelsea or Arsenal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's where I would agree with that at this point. Unless, January transfer window turns up something.
Everybody buys every decent City player go and just breaks the team up completely. Because otherwise, you stand no chance whatsoever of defeating Man City.
That's the only chance, right? I'm just saying for Chelsea to get, 4th or above. That's what I'm talking about. But then again, Spurs, I don't know. I guess they ended up 2nd last 2 years. I guess. Oh no, they got 3rd. I guess the last 2 years. Arsenal somehow nipped them at the end. I forgot about that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all ends up. We're still early. You never know. City can lose their rhythm.
It is early days. No team runs away with it every year.
No.
At some point, City will hit a bad patch.
And if United, Chelsea, and Spurs can take advantage, that's the key.
It's like you say, you're 9 points off. 9 points, only 3 games.
Yeah. Hey, we could always go on another 13-match straight win streak.
Don't say it down. Because then
I feel like that's more likely. All right. Anything else?
Sign off for the week. There will not be a show next week. I'll be in Mexico. But we're going to get
just throw that out. I'll be in Mexico.
Just want to let people know.
But we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Yep.
We'll be back in 2 weeks. You feel what deal? Oh, that's good. What do you guys?
Just trying to find out who he was.
What? No comments.
You're right.
Au revoir.
Thank you very much.